So tonight, if you suck, they come in. I always wanted one of them. My manager promised years ago, he said, do it right, Bill, and you can have your name in pink. Who did that? It's decidedly average to be here. It's kind of live and telly, isn't it? And I've never seen so many famous people in my whole life. It's great. It's like a party at our house. I love it. I start very slow. I start real slow. And because I think you're the same yourself, you know, when you go to your work, not you people at the front, the working classes are back. The ones they talk about in those political programmes as the ordinary people. All you ordinary people up there. Well, when you go to your work in the morning, like 8 o'clock or whenever you start, you don't sort of go 8 o'clock and into it. You sort of relax and scratch your arse and read the paper and look out the window. Well, this is me at my work. This is me, I'm doing it. I'm not on a yop scheme. This is what I do. And it's awful. Every time I open my eyes, I'm looking at one of my heroes. It's like a nightmare. I did this once before, you know. It was in the year that Scotland qualified to play in Germany. You know, Scotland always qualify. You have to think of the year. I think it was 74 or something. They were playing in Germany, and the guy who was supposed to make money for them kind of ripped them off. The Scottish football team, that is. And they ended up by being given a sort of a 6-month loan of a Vauxhall. Jet set stuff, isn't it? Get a loan of Vauxhall for 6 months. So, Willie Ormond, who was the manager, asked me to go down and entertain the team, and it was hellish. It was just this room full of Dennis Laws and Billy Bremners. I did the whole thing with my eyes shut. It was like, I opened my eyes. God, it was the best laxative I've ever known. So I was going to tell you a bit about myself. You probably know a lot because I've kind of become the darling of the chat shows. But I should tell you I lie a lot. So some of it wasn't true. I've made myself very windswept and interesting as the years have rolled on. Because I was born a sort of fart. I've tried everything to be exotic. You know, and I've fought being plain all my life, but it keeps coming back. I always look... When I buy something expensive, I look as if I stole it, you know. That's what I look about me. You know, people give me presents, you know. Like Cartier glasses, and the police go, where'd you get them? And they stole them out of a car. So it's weird, you know. I've got this mark on me that says nothing. And I don't know where it is. God knows I've tried everything. But I was born in Anderson in Glasgow, and it's sort of down at the dockside there. And I don't remember it much because we left when I was about 3 or 4, and I was brought up in Partick in Glasgow, where Partick Thistle originally came from, the football team. Partick Thistle FC. I say that because most Englishmen think they're called Partick Thistle Nil, right? And they're always good for a laugh, you know, Partick Thistle. And, what can I say? I was brought up as a Catholic in Partick, and it was okay. I got A-level guilt, you know. Every time I interfere with myself, I think I'm going to hell, you know. It was an okay education for everybody else. I think I spent most of the times watching pigeons screwing in the reef. That was it. That was the education. But I was very lucky because there was full employment on the Clyde, you know, and that was the way of Glasgow then. The shipyards, the schools opened their doors and the shipyards opened theirs, and everybody poured in. And I became a welder. I was actually becoming an engineer and joined the wrong queue. And it's the truth. Because there was everybody had jobs, go like, engineers this way, Mr. Hughes, and I joined the wrong line and became a welder. And I started being an apprentice welder without even knowing what a welder was. I didn't know what you pressed to make it work, for Christ's sake. The stuff. That was it, and I joined the Territorial Army to make myself a bit more exotic. I did. It was the parachute regiment. And I got my red beret, and I looked like acne. I had my uniform and I got my wings and everything. And we did an exercise once. It was a complete and utter waste of time, as the entire Territorial Army is. We did an exercise. It's a dreadful waste of time and money. Oh, I swear, I mean, we did an exercise in Cyprus, all us paratroopers and stuff, in the Carigna Mountains with my gun. And we chased, the parachute regiment chased the Green Howards through the mountains for 10 days, and we caught one. There was thousands of us, armed to the teeth, bayonets down the trousers, and it was great. Real pose. Everybody looked like Rambo climbing. At last, I'd become exotic, and we caught this poor bastard. And he worked in the same shipyard as me. He was a territorial too. It was great. I could have sneaked up behind him in the canteen and saved the country a fortune. And to give you, for those of you who don't know what I do, that must include me, really. I've never really understood what I do. But I've been intrigued for many, many years, since I was a wee boy, with the way ordinary people behave. And I've often looked at people and thought, my God, because I've been kind of obsessed with sex as well, you see, throughout all these. It took me an extraordinary length of time to lose my virginity. Oh, God almighty, it was ages. I won't even tell you, because you'll talk about me. It was a long time. I was tattooed first. I mean, it was so long. I had to do it eventually for the sake of my sight. I had to do it. It was purely for reasons of, visibility. I was going mental. I was becoming a funny shape. No, really. And I seem to see things that people don't just take. I was in Los Angeles, and this is the truth. There was a sign, and it said, "To the Braille School." And I thought, who's it for? And I thought, why don't they do all road signs in Braille? People stop and go like that. Oh, yeah. And it's odd, I must say. But there's something about I don't understand very much. I'm not saying love me, I'm thick, right? But there's a lot of things that my brain won't allow me to understand. You know, because they're so incredibly boring. And God knows I've tried. Especially with politics, and you get 2 pages, you go, oh, bollocks, who cares? Who cares? I mean, that's how I've become a kind of anarchist, you know. I think roughly the desire to be a politician should bar you for life from ever being one. Just watching them, don't vote, it encourages them. Just watch them, God. I mean, isn't that awful? But anyhow, I tend to look at it slightly different. And I look at singers on the telly, and I look at Scottish singers, and I think, what are you doing? And you see, and I'm a Scottish person, right? You probably noticed. And I look at these Scots on telly. They're sort of singing shortbread tins. You know? It's the whole nation. They're singing about this garbage. Oh, the mountains over here and rivers over there. Silent in the river and I'm roaming in the gloaming. Bonny purple mountains and the sun is going off. Fuck off! I don't even begin to understand that. Because the folk music is actually wonderful, the reals, but they avoid that like the plague in order to sing this stuff. And it's all written here in London. With strange wee men who have never seen Scotland. And one of them got found out about 5 years ago. He wrote a song called The Blue Misty Hills of Tiree. But if you've ever been in Tiree, it's like a bloody billiard table. Oh, the misty blue hills. And there's this never-ending line of Highland weird people. I mean, I'm not saying the Highland people are an amazing race of people, lyrical, nice people. But there's this section who keep turning up on television in Scotland with a Brine Island shirt and a space in the teeth. And the wee badger handbag there. Mountains and rivers and Bonnie Morag and the Roman and the Gloaming. And it's a very strange affair. And then there's the Gaelic ones. You've probably seen them. They say hello to you all the time when they're singing. Hello, hey, This is a song they do when they're mashing up the Harris tweed to send it off, and they say, why are you wearing a Brine Island shirt? It's absolute nonsense. And we seem to produce in Scotland a kind of religion that's very strange too. It's the most patronising thing in television except for the weather. It's Wincy Willis here. Hi, Wincy Poo. I was just thinking, have your television treat you like you're 4 years of age? Now, here's the weather. This is the country where you live. And this is a wee cloud. Probably not. I really feel brassed off when they do that. They stick clouds and lightning on the board. You don't need to do that! I know what a cloud looks like! Just tell me, I'll understand! You have to behave yourself. I can't get it. But anyway, I was saying, that kind of singing, you know, the women sing kind of weird up there. They've spoiled a lot of great songs. You know, Robert Burns wrote some real crackers, and they spoil them with that strange way of singing. Because ordinary people sing okay. Not really. And the whole thing is organised by people who've got second names instead of first names. Crawford. Crawford, have you seen Finlay? Who are these people? They're alien. The surname clan have taken over. Campbell, have you seen Finlay? Oh, he was with Crawford and Torkel. What are you talking about? And the women dancers are great, you know, they're all giving it a bit of that. And it's fabulous. Winsome and buxom, and the men are getting a bit light on the loafers. It's a bit strange. It's a bit like ballroom dancing's getting the same. Like people doing that. What are you doing? If you did that in a Glasgow dance hall, you'd last about 10 minutes. An elastic suit or that, no? What's that? And what's the paso doble? Nobody actually does the paso doble except them. And drunk people on holiday in Spain. So, and then religion, as I was telling you. Now, religion's a real growth industry in Scotland. The BBC religious department's got 14 offices. What do they do all day? You can't hear the typewriters for the rattling of the rosaries up there. So it's very odd. And they've got this never-ending procession of wee men who come on at night and tell you how dreadful the world is. And then in the most patronising possible way, try to introduce you to God. Now, if there's a God, and I suppose there is, really, because I've always thought, if you believe in God, if anybody believes in God, there is one, you know. And it's not up for question. But these wee men come on and try and tell you. And the ones on England and the Radio 4 in the morning aren't any better. They seem to have this never-ending line of people called Nigel. They'll tell you all about God in this strange fashion. Yes, I went to a football match the other day. And you know is the key, right? You know. I went to a football match the other day and it was terribly exciting. I watched with bated breath. It was Tottenham Hotspur, I believe. They were playing another bunch of chaps. They were very, very good anyway, but the game was rather exciting. And on the way home, I said to my son, Nigel Jr., I said, Nigel? He said, yes, Daddy. I said, did you enjoy the game, Nigel? Oh, yes, Father. It was super and terribly exciting. Is that all, Nigel? Well, yes, Daddy. But, Nigel, didn't you attempt to think of it on a more spiritual plane? Did Jesus play for Tottenham Hotspur, Daddy? And, you know, in a funny way, he did. And the other bit about my life before I got here, to this stage, you know, to this part of my life, and I used to be a folk singer, but I was dreadful. I had a voice like a goose farting in the fog. And it doesn't make you attractive to women at all. Funny enough, I was talking to Robbie Coltrane about this a wee while ago. We did a programme recently, me and Mr. Coltrane. And we were talking about the way real people, you know what I was talking about, all that, and the way real people, so I used to go to parties, hide still, I still fall in love. Go yourself, big man, shut up. See, now I loved that. I used to go to parties and listen to these men singing for years. I didn't know it was English. I thought it was some weird Scottish language. I went round the music shops of Glasgow trying to find the words. See, well, how does it go? Well, it's it goes head of hall. No, I don't know that one. And they weren't like London kind of showbiz parties? You get a huge carry-out first, you get a dozen beers and a half bottle of whiskey. Right, so you better get some Bacardi, there might be women there. Oh, okay. And then with this carry-out bag, you've seen these carry-out bags. I know they're sort of, well, I don't know if they've got them in England now. They certainly didn't, they used to have them. It's a carrier bag with a brewery on the side there. And off you go, looking for a party. Now I mean, you haven't been invited anywhere. You don't get invited, they sort of happen. So you get the bag and then you go along these tenement streets listening. And then from a window you hear, Harry Paul. Harry Paul. I'll do the big man. Easy, up we go. And then when you get there, if this ever happens to you, just tell them Jimmy said it was okay. There's always a Jimmy in the room. I met a guy doing the boozer there. Jimmy says just to come right up. What do you look like? Oh, he was a bit pissed, you know. That'll be him, the guy. There's somebody upside down behind the telly. That's the man, it's the very man. Sit in, son, give us a song. Harry Ho! Harry Ho! And there's another thing about Scotsmen. They always sing about being far away from Scotland when they're still there. Though I'm far across the sea. No, you're not. You shut your face. It's the only song your father knows right through. Be quiet. I'm very far away. And of course, everybody likes to sing. And sometimes they spin a bottle. And when it points at you, it's your turn, and you have to do a thing, you know. And if you only know the one song, well, somebody might sing it before you. And that's you have to leave, go home. That's it, I'm off. So, yeah, it's happened to me. I used to be the wild side of life. Hard to be the wild side of life. And it's the way I yelled, and went back to the wild who said life. What's the one? Do you know what a who is? A who. That's what the old rugged cross stands on. He far away on a hill. And the priest used the priest used to come round visiting the houses, you know, to see how everybody was doing. And they were always wee lonely men. They always looked cold, priests. I think we'll have a clean, you know, cold-looking men. Come creeping about. They say, here's a priest coming. Put that television off. Right, get to your rooms. Come on, hurry up, get to your damn rooms. The priest's coming up the bloody stairs. Get to your damn rooms. And then, see, priests think the world is full of broken televisions. Everywhere they go, it's not working. See, a guy once told me the Queen thinks the world smells like paint because 10 feet in front of her, there's always a guy giving. And as I say, I lived in the tenements there, and there was a warmth about the whole thing. I've always seen tenements as kind of vertical villages. People say, oh, the deprivation! Oh, my... Nonsense. When you're a wee boy, it's not like that. You know, it felt great. You know, there's all these nice neighbours and the big wooden toilet seats then. You know, luxuries. You know, you didn't lose the power of your legs reading the Sunday paper. Yeah. You know, maybe it's my age. I can't walk halfway through the... Needles can't get out the damn thing. It's a point for you. Oh, my God. The only other time I ever felt like that, I had a drink in America called a zombie. Have you ever drank zombies? It's a kind of muddy coloured. I would advise you to do it. It's an extraordinary concept. You get drunk from the bottom up. They're perfectly lucid. Talking away. Oh, yeah, I've been there. Yeah. Have you got the time? That was that British time. You've been very, terrific. Jet setty in Urbane. Until you need to go to the toilet. Your legs are pissed. Excuse me, I'll just go to the toilet. And you can't get up, you see? Come on. Clint Chick Murray once told me he fell in the street and a woman said to him, "Did you fall?" He said, "No, I'm trying to break a bar of chocolate in my back pocket." When the priest come to the house, mother says, and see, in the tenements you'd put a bit, a bit poorish. In the winter you'd throw coats on the bed for the kids. Yeah, a bit of coat there, keep you warm. Oh, God. The very thought. But it was actually brilliant, because you could wear them in the dark and go about playing things. Right, you wear the fur coat and I'll wear this big... And the priest's in having the corned beef sandwiches and the custard creams. Have another crumpet, Father. That's what they're there for. Come on, get it down. Thank you very much, Mrs. Connolly. There's bedlam in the room, but... Will you be quiet? We're trying to be quiet in there. Can hardly hear myself thinking here. I'm trying to talk to Father Flanagan here. The noise is deafening you. It's him, Mummy! It's him again! He's taken more than his fair share of the coat! What are you talking about, coat? There's no coat in there! I don't know, it's a fertile imagination. The coats are all in the cloakroom. It's a ruined kitchen. Bloody cloakroom. She thinks it's a dance hall she's in. The coats are in the cloakroom and, well, you know it. Down on the mezzanine floor. Near the luncheonette. Next to the breakfast bar. It's an eiderdown. The stupid girl coat. I don't know where they get it. She must have thought it was one of them doovie jackets. Eiderdown! What were you saying, Father? What were you saying about... What were you saying about God there, Father? What was that? All right enough. Here, have a custard cream, that's fine. And you don't say... Bedlam, bedlam, bedlam. Will you stop that in there? I won't tell you. Tell you again. It's him, Mommy. It's him again. What's he doing this time? He's shoving his legs through the sleeves of the item. See, I've always had trouble with communication. And it started at home. Nobody could ever talk to me. You say, "Dad?" I say, "What?" And everybody I knew was the same, all my friends. And the people couldn't communicate properly with them. They didn't talk about generation gaps, because it wasn't a problem. You just battered the children into that stupid person. And on it went. It was just... But they used to say strange things to you. Say, "Can I go out on my bike?" "What? Bike? I'll give you a bike." I've got a bike. Don't talk to me like that. And don't think that about me, boy. Can I go to the pictures? What? Pictures, is it? I'll pictures you, my lad. What does that mean? There's lots of things I don't know. I'll make you smile on the other side of your face. What are you going to do, slash me? And look, there's one they use in Scotland. "I'll take my hand off your face, my boy." putting on at high speed, I didn't fancy. No. I've started touching my willy. It's one of my more sort of disconcerting traits recently. Because I've been talking about people who touch theirs, and it has led me to touch mine. And there's a strange comfort to be had. You don't wiggle it about or anything. You check it like you check your change or credit cards or... I think maybe it's going to fall off as you get older, like your hair. Perhaps when you're older you lose your willy. Panic in your soul. Usually happens to men in their 30s. Happened to me and mine. We're lying in the bath, luxuriating, and you look down, and there's your first grey pubic hair. That's your starter for 10. And I thought, God, how awful. Nobody told me about that. Because you don't get, like, Grecian 2000 adverts with a guy. You do the guy walloping it down the front of the jeans. Another thing I love is adverts. I love that the lie. I like lies on that scale. Especially, because there's nothing wrong with lies. They're fabulous things. My God, I'm a liar for a living. You wouldn't take my word for it. There is no recession. I am loaded. The Dow Jones Index, I don't even know who the man is. Right. Wouldn't speak to him if I did. So, what was I about to say? On a Saturday morning, in the papers, you get these adverts for things that they obviously can't sell. And people have gone, oh, fuck, God. Leave it out. What? You know, a combined cigarette lighter and coat hanger or something. Right, so, you know those kind of things, you know, hat and shoes to match. So, yeah, you know the kind of thing, you know, open neck flannels. So, yeah, bowler hat with sleeves, you know the kind of... People have a sort of ideas and they go, that'll take on. On a Saturday morning they appear. Trench coats. Smart trench coats. State size. And there's always a drawing. There's never photographs of these. It's always a drawing of some other bloody coat. It's certainly not the one you're getting through the post. And they sell great things. I've always been tempted to send away, especially for the big slipper. Have you seen the big slipper? I think these adverts are for people they're aimed at a section of the community who don't go anyplace. They watch the telly all the time. You know, well, I suppose your trench coat, you can watch telly in your trench coat if you like. But it's a one big slipper. And you put your 2 feet in it. And you watch television. In your slipper. And each in a family can have a slipper each. Right. I was always going to buy 2. I was going to buy a pair and leave them in the fireplace. When I'm going out at night, in case a burglar comes in. Who lives here, for God's sake? You can cheer the world up by doing things like that. A thing I haven't noticed in England, which is a very, very good thing, well, that is, it's a good thing you haven't got it, is in Scotland they say, well, that's all from television tonight. I bid you all a very, very good night. And especially those of you who live alone. You know what? Should have just reminded them. are terrifying, they say. And those of you who live alone, don't forget to lock the windows and stuff like that. And make sure the flamethrower's working. And the Doberman pincher's got the elastic band round the willy. Keep it on. Don't let it nod off. And I always wanted to be in charge of that bit of the programme. You see, especially those of you who live alone. For God's sake, don't look behind you! Don't turn round! And there's another one they do, as they say. And that's all tonight, and I hope you enjoyed the programmes as much as we did. We also enjoyed them the first time round, and yes, it's been great fun. And in the interest of safety, don't forget to switch off your TV before you go to bed. And for super safety, take the plug out of the wall altogether. Because the house could go on fire. The whole family could be barbecued. And they say, all right enough, I must do... If I was the guy doing that, I'd sit at the desk, going, right. He'll be near the telly. He'll be stretching his hand out to put it off. Leave it alone! Do as you're told! Get back to your seat! I'm not finished! That's... But these adverts, there's the big slipper. And save pounds! They have a pound sign that goes down and down and down. Save! Plus two S's. Cut your own hair! With this thing! And they have this lethal-looking thing with things down each side and a handle. And of course, you buy it and you go, my God, the minute you 3 feet from your hair, a big chunk falls out the side. Because hair's like that. You know, you've always, the barber always feels the hair that's dead as he's cutting your hair. You don't, you just see the result. But when you're actually just chipping away, it's a huge lump. It feels like a massive big lump. Oh my God. But I'll give you a bit of advice. Where are you going? Get back to your seat! Nobody leaves! Okay, lock the door! You're stalling something! Nobody leaves this building! I'll get him! Where's my bloody gun? Right. So if you buy that thing, and you'll be in the bathroom trying it because you don't want your family to see that you've bought it, the normal thing is go, oh, bugger that, and leave it. Throw it immediately in the bin. Because the time will come when you're out with the lads or whatever, you're at a party, a bit pissed. Yay! Take him in, do. Oh, there's that thing! Hey! That'll do me! That's brilliant! It's a doggle, look at that! Arthur Scargill! There's another great thing. It's an energy suit. And it's like a sleeping bag that you wear when you're sitting in the house. So sleeves and things. And the idea is to save energy, so you put your big suit on and your slipper there. And you cut each other's hair if the telly's boring. And there's another fabulous thing. Incontinence knickers. There's always too many incontinence knickers. I think they were expecting a sort of plague of incontinence. I think maybe it was at the last budget or something. They expected to sell a lot of them. Oh, no. And I I was looking at this incontinence stuff and I thought, I don't want to laugh at incontinent people, right? It must be terrible, right? Being incontinent. You know, you get all dressed to go out and you go, psh. Change it. You can't buy white clothes. You can't buy grey suits. You go, Jesus Christ. Right. Because young people are incontinent too. I mean, it strikes at all ages. Suppose a young, trendy guy. Hey. Hey, you guys. He's trying to sneak back to his seat. Get back! You haven't missed a thing. I was only killing time to get back. Go on. So the guy's young and trendy. Says, and then he sees the advert. Right, that'll do me. Give us a pair of them. Give us a bit of that. That's the very fellows for me. The see-through +4s. Just a job at St Andrews on a rainy day. Then get the trendy baggy trousers on and off to the discotheque giving it a bit of that, yeah. Hey, how you doing? What's your sign? Sagittarius? All right. Yeah, half man, half horse, yeah. License to shit in the street. That's good. Cares not a jot. Settle up and ride it. What's happening later, yeah? There's 7 gallons down each leg. I'll take you home in a minute. I'll just go and empty my underwear. Into the toilet and loosen the thing like that. The Thames level whoosh, film disappears. They're fabulous. You should read these adverts. And the energy suit. See, so you can wear them under your energy suit. And my favourite, dog bags. Keep dog hair off the furniture. With this breakthrough dog bag. And it's a bag you put the dog in. 8 times in his day. Special bag for the budgie. You put the... Keep feathers out the carpet. So your dog's in the bag. And you're all sitting with a big slipper each. Watching the telly. Unless you're a super duper family, you get one big slipper for the whole family. Well, you've all got a big slipper each, and the mother says to father, I'm just nipping out. I'm just nipping out to the toilet. What? Why don't you put on a cup of tea? Anyhow, that's... I'm going to leave you. And I'm going to leave you with a complaint. This country is in a terrible state, according to some people, and I know why. Now, they blamed it on lots of things, and all unemployment, and the value of the pound, and all sorts of other magic things. It's because the national anthem is boring. Don't get me wrong. I'm not arguing with the lyrics. Well, I am. But not them all. I mean, I think the Queen should be saved. I think it's a great idea. And if anybody's going to save her, God's the very chap. Who am I to rock the boat? Not I. Nice person. Show business personality. Right? It's an appalling song. And it's racist. It is anti-Scottish. And the fourth verse is all about Marshall Wade coming up to give us a belt in the mouth. And I don't like it. And with a mighty rush, rebellious Scots to crush. Oh, do you bloody think so? I don't see any rush to Hampden to crush anybody. I rest my case. Now, you see, when you look at the Olympic Games, we go in with a flag. We're being lapped. The games haven't started yet. These emergent nations are coming out. Right. We come from Jablovia and we don't give a shit. A national debt of £50 squillion. We will get the monkeys. God save. All the other nations don't want us to win. Because when we win, it takes half an hour and the flag out of the bloody pole. No wonder Daley Thompson's scratching him. Season up. So I think it's time for a change. And I think a refreshing change would be to use a theme from The Archers. Can you imagine it? Trooping of the colour. The Queen sitting in a horse like that. La 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 la. And then the public in the seats going rum-de-diddle-dee. So let's give it a bash here. 1, 2, 3. Now just think. Now that's going to be the lyrics. We're not going to change a thing. It's going to be rum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum. La 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 la. Rum-de-dum-pa-pum-pa-pum. Dum-de-diddle-de-dum. Just think the new immigrants can learn it on the bus on the way in from Heathrow. How do you feel as a new immigrant? You get off the bus, you know the bloody national anthem. La 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 la. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to my inane drivel. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. You've made a happy man very old.